Did you know that around 10.5% of middle schoolers, 27.5% of high schoolers vape?
That's more than 2.1 million middle and high schoolers.
The reason for this is that it's commonly believed that vaping relieves stress, but vaping doesn't relieve stress. In fact, it causes more stress than not through withdrawals.
It also increases the chance for adolescents to be hooked on other harmful substances, which could harm adolescents' bodies far more than vaping ever could.
In fact, it's so easy for people this young to attain and be hooked on these harmful products. It's sad, it needs to be fixed.
The glare of publicity that vaping has also causes an effect, making teens vulnerable to the justification that it's okay since it's popular amongst a lot of teens.
Vaping affects middle schoolers' mental health and academic performance negatively due to the fact that there is a lot of stress and overall effects of withdrawals. The increased chance of future addiction and the desire to vape among middle schoolers and their peers.
Vapes create stress for people of all ages. In the short term, vaping does give the feeling of calmness and relief. This is because the nicotine in vapes sends a signal to the brain that releases dopamine and gives you the feeling of pleasure.
This eventually leads to withdrawals, which then creates a cycle of stress and relying on a vape to relieve that. When you're experiencing withdrawals, you have more compulsive actions, which causes people to be irritated and upset.
This causes the person to then fall back on their bad habit in order to achieve that short-term stress relief from the nicotine.
A vape has around 5% nicotine, which is as much nicotine as 20 combustible cigarettes. The easy effects of nicotine to children can be lethal in large quantities.
Not only that, but vaping for a long time, especially for adolescents when this brain is still developing, makes those compulsive actions even stronger and have a long-lasting effect.
Vaping becomes harmful after a small amount of time, but even then it's hard to know when these effects are damaging you until it becomes very apparent. There's one main thing that is the center of all this, that is there are many different ways children are introduced.
Vaping is more common in the city than in the country places, which is a problem in itself.
The following factors to this is that children are easily impressed with this, and being around these things at a certain age can cause them to see it as normal and something that isn't huge issue. Because of this, teens are more susceptible to start vaping and see any of their peers vaping and eventually get addicted at some point in their life.
Another big issue that pertains to this is that vape companies and smoking companies as a whole make their products much more appealing to the eye, making them more physically captivating, and as a result, making them want to try such harmful products.
Vaping affects middle schoolers' mental health and academic performance negatively due to the fact that the stress and overall effects of withdrawals. The increased chance of future addiction and the desire to vape among middle schoolers and their peers.
Vaping affects middle schoolers' mental health and academic performance negatively due to the stress and overall effects of withdrawals, the increased chance of future addictions, and the desires to vape among middle schoolers and their peers.
Vaping causes stress due to withdrawals and eventually leads to the ongoing cycle of addiction.
If a person continues to vape at a young age, they're likely causing them to slip into future addictions that are harder to overcome.
Several companies advertise vape with bright, eye-catching packaging and labels to get teens to get hooked.
Addiction is a hard thing to overcome, but nobody should say it's impossible. Help is always around you. You just need to have the will to reach out and take the right actions in your life.